Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Mindset-Conquest Podcast, where every week I'll be joined by a special guest who will be sharing what they've experienced as the biggest failure in their life, but most importantly, the lessons that they've learned from that experience. I'll be spending time with people that I've met throughout my life's journey in business, music, and sport. And the goal is to provide listeners like yourselves with the motivation needed to get through all of life's challenges and learn not to be afraid of failure, but rather to embrace it. Please like and subscribe and enjoy this episode. I'm Chris Atwell. On today's episode, I'm joined by Jimmy King, DJ Rocswell. Jimmy's been a DJ for well over 2 decades. He's a real entrepreneur who incorporates his DJ skills and deep musical knowledge into his music production. He plans events and uses his marketing skills as the brand ambassador for the World Bier Haus in Calgary, Alberta. Welcome to the Mindset-Conquest Podcast. I have a very special guest today, Jimmy King, DJ Rocswell, coming all the way from Calgary, Alberta. Jimmy, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. I hear chilling in the West Coast, but Northwest, life is good.
Northwest, yeah, not quite the West Coast. Still got the mountains to go by.
I wish we had some palm trees, but it is what it is.
It is, man. And listen, I want people to get to know you a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, who you are, where you're from. What does Jimmy do for a living?
Yes. So first of all, I wanted to thank you and congratulations. Mindset podcast, love it, my brother.
Thank you.
DJ Rocswell. It's where I come from. I was born in Montreal. I'm a DJ, full-time DJ, music producer. Now I'm trying to get to that next level. I would say entrepreneurship. I'm involved in the restaurant. I got other things going where I'm trying to grow into it. Opportunity that I got as a brand ambassador. Mm-hmm. Now running the restaurant. And what else? We have tech stuff that we're doing too as well too. It's just
what kind of tech stuff?
Well, that's more my business partner. Like he builds app and all that stuff, So the thing that we've done with our business is instead of just going to somebody to get something done, we do it ourselves because we have the resource. So if we need an app for my music, we're able to do it. So it's just trying to control your business as much as you can without ego. Yeah, I don't know too many DJs that have their own app. I mean, you're one of them, man. That's pretty dope. Yeah, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
It's on a beta mode right now, yes.
Yeah, I think you shared the beta mode version with me, and I got to play with it a little bit.
Yeah, so. It's better now. We got a new one.
Oh, nice. Good. So now you're living in Calgary, Alberta.
In Calgary, yes.
Yeah, how long you been there?
I've been in Calgary for almost 20 years, I would say. Yeah.
Wow.
It's been good to me. I still get to go back to the East Coast, Toronto, and Montreal when I can, but it's been great. I call it a young city. Mm-hmm. Like we had the booming too with oil and things have kind of changed a little bit, but it's still growing and it's a young city. Mm-hmm. I always say it's a big city with a small town mentality.
Right. And what brought you there?
Wow, you know what? I would say it was a scenery, change of scenery, music, just trying to be different. It was music and then too with the airline stuff too as well. And then it was football too as well. So it was an opportunity. I fell in love with this city. I'm like, this is a new city. Mm-hmm. This is like, especially coming from a big city. And it took my heart and I just set up shop here and started building the empire. Nice.
And you said football. What relationship do you have with football?
Well, football, it was football. Like I played football in the state, Missouri, and then after that, I got drafted in the CFL. Didn't really go that far, but that's when it was the opportunity. That's how I was able to see other city in Canada. And Calgary's not a bad place to be. So went from there.
Nice. So pretty much, you have a professional football history. You're a professional DJ. You've traveled around the world. A really well-rounded guy is what I get out of it.
Yeah, I didn't go too far at the professional level, but it was more to college. But the draft definitely opened the door for me, 100%. But yeah.
There you go. Awesome, man. What's your favorite thing about Calgary?
You know what? To be honest, I say the people. It sounds crazy. It's just, I think Calgary people are so nice compared to where I'm. I love Montreal. It's great too, but the people here are so nice, and that's what really that's what got my attention when I moved here. So I think is the people and the scenery too. I mean, the mountain is only 30 minutes, an hour away, and you're in a different world.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you're in certain parts on a clear day in Calgary, Alberta. You could see the skyline, you could see the mountains and the sun and the clouds. It's just absolutely breathtaking.
And we get the most sun than any other city, especially for Canada, where it's cold. And we had 4 weeks of minus 30, and then after that, it's been plus 5, plus 12 degrees. It's unbelievable. It's called the Chinook here. And I love that. We get a break. We always get a break in the winter time.
You always get a break from the cold. And you're right. I forgot about that. Calgary is Canada's sunniest city. You get the most sun hours out of every other, than any other city in the country. Incredible.
It definitely helps during your day, especially when you have some challenging day. It definitely helps, 100%.
Yeah. And in the summertime, the sun can stay out like pretty late too.
10:30. It's crazy. Yeah. And then it's up at 5:30. So the reason why I like that, if you're a hustler, if you want to work hard and work on your business, it's almost you're competing with time, because you have to sleep, get up. As soon as it's up, the sun is up, you got to get going. So I use it as a motivation tool for myself.
I was talking to somebody about that the other day, how, I'm really big on morning routines. So I get up early and I have a routine that I go through: exercise, stretch, meditate, read, journal, all these things. But this time of year in the winter, I actually delay it, because in the summer, I like to get up even earlier because the sun is already out. So I can go outside and do these things. It's beautiful, and take advantage of the sun while it's coming up. Whereas in the winter, as you know, the sun it comes out later, right? So
how do you balance those two?
Well, I shifted an hour, half an hour, depending on the time of year, and I make it fit.
Amazing.
But I feel like in the winter, we have to sleep more. It's like natural hibernation,
It's almost time to reset and get prepared for the summer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like off season.
Yeah, that's it. Well, great. I appreciate you sharing all that. The premise of this podcast, as you're aware, is to give our listeners an opportunity to hear from special guests about what they consider to be their biggest failure. And I know failure is a big word, right? It has a negative connotation to it. But at the same time, I look at it as you can't have success without failure, right?
100%.
And it may not be a failure per se, but it could be a mistake or a loss or something along that lines. And the idea is that by sharing that kind of part of your journey, the story that you have, that we can encourage people to not be afraid to fail, right? But rather to embrace it. So my question to you, Jimmy, is what do you consider your biggest failure in life?
For me, first of all, the word failure is the word you should embrace. Like I said, without failure, there's no success. And it's not a word we should be afraid of.
Right.
We have to fail.
Everybody fails.
Yeah, we have to. And for me, my biggest failure, there's too many. There's so many failures I've done in my life, and I readapt. I would say from music, and even from starting at the beginning, it wasn't wild, and it did pretty good as a DJ. From getting into a production, just investing in stock, investing in so many things. So to me, it's been so many. Even from making a decision, a small decision, and it didn't go well. So to me, failure is something that I've learned to just. It's like a bad play. It's like playing football, and you do a bad play, and you can't stop because you have to get back in the game because the game's not over yet.
That's right.
That's how I treat life. So my biggest failure for me would be, I would just say that when something is not working, embrace it.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the question why, How can I improve? And when that happens, there's always people around you. That's what's important to have the right people around you. And you can ask questions. How can I deal with this situation? What did you do when you fell? So I think that's how you get to improve and be a better person or a bit entrepreneur. It just failure. I truly believe for me, it's not a negative word anymore. It's just something that's going to happen.
Yeah. So then give me an example. Give me an example of one big failure that you learned a tremendous amount from.
Oh, one big failure. Okay, I would say an example, working with artists. You know, and you want the best, and you invest a lot of time, and you have a vision to get to that level, whatever it say, even to push more music, or even to get more attention so they can do shows, or even to get looked by record label, or whatever it is, you want them to succeed. And it's not even about you wanting to sign an artist. It's you trying to help to be part of the tools, to be a pedestal for that person to go to the next level.
Right.
So I would say that would be that, because I would say it's a failure for me, because it would be like, could I have done something better by communication, or is it me? I don't know. I'm not blaming them, but you know what I'm saying? So that's a failure to me. And I still don't know how I can make it better. All I know is that I had to refocus on myself.
Right.
And for me, that's how I was able to just kind of keep it going. And even to it with investment, to with money, you know, like, you know, that's one thing in life, investing, saving money, it's important. And we all do that. I think that's the biggest fight for a lot of people, especially myself, trying to, you know, just really, really trying to invest and really trying to what is the next level? How can I secure my future? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or my budgeting monthly. So I've learned the hard way as well too with that too.
So it sounds like you've got a lot of experience in artist development, right? You're working with artists, you're producing their albums, you're investing your time, your money. You've got somebody that you're trying to develop into, you know, a professional artist as a career. And on many occasions, it doesn't pan out.
100%.
Right? That's what I'm hearing here. So it doesn't pan out, and I'm sure
that's okay. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I think for me, it's learning. I don't think as a negative thing. It's just like, you know, it's a process.
Right.
You know, and I think it guided me to start doing my own music, and for me to release my first album last year, now working on my second album. So I needed to learn that way. So yeah, I think for me, it's always, a failure is always to be a learning lesson, 100%.
So you take that pretty seriously, right? You're working with numerous artists all the time. At any given time?
Yes, I haven't done since the last 2 years. The last year, I've just been working on myself as DJ Rocswell as an artist.
Okay.
So I've been releasing a lot of lo-fi music. I released Color Mood Vibration last January, a year ago. And now I'm working on my second album too as well. So I realized, I'm an artist, so I need to focus on myself.
Right.
So and learning the process too of releasing your music and marketing and all that stuff too. So it's been a nice process. So now it's like, you know what, maybe I should do it myself and see what happens from there.
Yeah. So that's a great learning, actually. You know, a lot of us, we want to help others. We want to channel our creativity with someone else, right? A partner in crime, so to speak. And you discover these young artists, they have so much potential. You put all this work into them, and over, you learn a process. You learn what works and what doesn't. And what I'm seeing is that Jimmy decided, you know what I'm going to take all those learnings, I'm going to apply on myself, right?
Yes.
I'm going to apply on myself.
Exactly.
And I'm going
that's exactly what I've done.
Nice.
And I think that's the best thing I've done.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying that is not to do with the artists, like, you know, they still love them, they're doing their thing. I just feel like I need to focus on myself a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's good to be selfish in a good way.
So what does focusing on myself look like for you?
Man, I got a routine.
Yeah.
You know, I got a saying, body right, mind right. So first of all, get up in the morning, eat healthy, work out 5 times a week. You know, I lift weight and I do F45 too as well. Steady. And then after that, I just have my plan, you know, meeting, talk to my business partner, or going to the restaurant or set up the studio. Just a routine and execute every day. So every day is a game day and I got to win.
Right.
And I always grade my day. Okay, today out of 10, is it an 8? And now, okay, tomorrow I got to do better.
Nice.
And I write all my ideas to it. I got on a piece of paper and all my goals down and chase them. You have to hold yourself accountable. Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't believe in excuses. So if something doesn't happen in my life, it's my fault.
Right.
I have to reset and analyze what I've done and then reload again and keep it pushing.
One of my favorite sayings is you got two choices in life. You can make excuses or you could take action. Right.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know, I think taking action is the way to go. But the reality of it, not even one is built for that.
That's true.
And I think it comes from learning. It's a learning process. And it's not because people cannot do it. Is they need to find in themselves the power to believe in themselves. It's really hard to succeed in something if you don't believe in yourself. You know, like mind trick is a powerful, doubt is a powerful tool that can really push, that can set you back. You know, so it goes back again to your podcast, mindset. You know, it's all about your mindset, whatever you do in life. And
so many people have limiting beliefs. They don't even recognize it. Right? Like there's something 100%. Holding them back, right? So, yeah, and I've you and I can relate that way where I've worked with numerous artists and we work so hard at making a product, but then all of a sudden, when it comes time to promote it or carry through with the plan to execute on the marketing of that product, it's like we hit a wall, right? That whole creative process was excellent. The chemistry was amazing. The final product sounds crisp. You know, the plan to market it is there, but then it's like a deer in headlights. The artist doesn't know what to do, right? It's like, okay, no, I know how to make music. Let's go back in the studio and make the next one. It's like, no, now you got to spend 2 years pushing this thing.
Well said, my friend, because it's making your music is one thing. The 80% is the business. Yeah. My business partner always said 20% is the music, the 80% is the business. So you can't have 20% done and you still have 80%. And like you said, it's the marketing, it's the pushing, it's going out there and promote your album, going to blogs, going to podcasts, going to independent radio station, whatever it is. So it's 80%. So that's what artists need to understand is 20% is the music, the production, mastering, all that stuff. The rest is 80%. That's a lot of work. That's where
the grind comes in. Yeah.
And that's why you need to build a team.
Yeah.
There's no I. There's a reason why there's no I in team. You know, I don't know anybody in this world who made it to the top without having the right people around them.
That's a good point. So why don't you talk about what some of the best resources you've had? Who are some of the best resources that you've had to help you along the way?
I've been very blessed because I have some people, entrepreneur. I will never forget too, Mr. Lucy. He lives in the state now, but when I wanted to start my company, he goes, okay, because I had a business degree, and he goes, you got to write a business plan. I goes, you're right. And I had a challenge with that, but him and his wife sat down with me and helped me with that. And then they loaned me $5,000 to get my business going.
Wow. Yeah,
they invested into it. And then when it came time to pay, they told me just give it back. And that opened my eyes. It's just like, you know, it's because they believe in something. And I'm still doing that to this day. So, and there's other people too, that's close to me, where a close friend of mine who I work out with every day, he's a mentor, he's an entrepreneur, owns a lot of land and restaurant in the city. And he's been trying to make me run his restaurant for the longest time because, you know, I want to open my own restaurant. So that became the brand ambassador while I'm still doing my music. And now I'm running one of his restaurants. I run the show there and balance my life as an entrepreneur. And I've been very blessed to have the right people who are actually doing it. They're successful and they still want more. And that's what's so powerful about wanting more. It's not just money driven. It's living a legacy. What's your passion? You know what I'm saying? So I've been blessed to have the right people around me who actually are doing it. You know, and when you have the access to that world, it's hard to find the right people. it changed my whole perspective, who I hang with, who I spend my time with. And I remember one of them saying to me, the most valuable time, the word time, I'm going to tell you something, listen to me, who I spend it with and how I spend it.
That's right.
Time is very important to me.
Yeah.
And he goes, always respect the value of $1.
Mm.
You know, and I said, and then I'm like, what the hell? Then you start thinking at yourself, you're like, okay, it makes sense. And then it just click.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the people. I have a lot of people who are really doing this for real. And I look up to them. I'm trying to get there. And they're actually helping me out. I have access to them. I can call them. I can meet up with them. This is something you can't take for granted. This is powerful. Like, it's just like you have the key to success. You have to build relationship. And not only that, you need to be around people who are better than you.
Mm-hmm.
How you want to grow?
I hear you, man. Yeah.
If I want to do this and do that, if I want to become a self-made, I need to be around people who are actually self-made.
Of course, right? It makes sense, right?
Yeah, exactly. And, and they don't mind helping. That's what they live for. But they don't like wasting their time either.
Hmm.
So you got to be true to yourself. You got to be honest. You got to show that you're worth the time and the friendship.
Yeah.
And I've been friends with those people for a long time. And this is why I'm here to this day. Rocswell Radio is successful because of them.
That's amazing.
Because they got this opportunity. That's why my energy I take things very seriously. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I do, because there's no plan B. I don't believe in plan B. Like, what are we living life for? We have belief, yes. Yes, you believe in higher power, this energy, positive, give back. But one thing I'm gonna live my life to the fullest, and I'm gonna succeed.
Yeah.
And once you do that, what's next? Help, improve situation, whatever it is. So for me to be able to help somebody, what's the next step? I gotta make sure that I go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. And I'm gonna tell you something. People think, "Oh yeah, you're doing well, you're successful." Man, I'm still at step 1.
Hmm.
That's how hard I am on myself, and that's good.
I'm still at step 1. Yeah.
You know how hard it is to be at step 1?
Yeah, it's a hustle.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a hustle.
It's a hustle. So, anybody who has the right mindset as entrepreneurship, you will recognize real. We know who's real.
And that's one of the main success principles, is that you got to lean into it. You got to give it your all, right? And you got to you got to jump in with both feet. That's true. Who do you I love the fact that you have a tight team around you and you've got some fantastic resources. You got great relationships. You've turned them into friends. Who are the people who've been the most influential to you in your life?
I would say, with the same guy one of them that I'm talking about was very successful. I don't want to, because he's very low key, but let's say I call it G man, like, because his name starts with a G. Mm. It's been him. He's a blueprint to me. Okay. We talk all the time, and success and failure, and keep pushing. And this man has succeeded, but yes, fell too. I've seen it, been around it. And I'm like, how? And I remember asking him, where do you go when things are tough? Because he's Superman. Everybody comes to him. And he goes, that's a great question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then you realize sometimes when he talks to you for advice, I'm like, man, me advice? Man, you're the GOAT, like, to me, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, you build that relationship. And sometimes when somebody respects your opinion, you have to understand, like, wow, you know what? Believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. Even though you're not there where you want to be there yet, but believe in yourself. Because sometimes the people the closest to you see where you're going to go before you do. And that's crazy. And it took me a long time to understand that.
Because they see your potential.
Well said.
Yeah. That's amazing. Who else has been a big influence on you?
My business partner.
Yeah.
So once he did it, that guy is ride or die for me. He came to me 12 years ago and said, I can take you to the next level. I know what you need. He came to all my shows, invest time, spending money, supporting me, love. He does all my production, my videos, the business aspect of it. I used to do everything. Now I can just focus on being an artist and being a businessman. I have somebody behind the scene who can control everything. I can trust. money, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Anything I need, he got me. There's no ego. He's a genius. That guy's a genius. You need a genius in your circle. I'll tell that right now.
Yeah, we all need a genius in our circle. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I would say yes, 100%.
That's amazing. So you talked a little bit about your habits and routines and how like you get up, you eat healthy, you do your exercise. But what are like the most important habits to you that you practice every day and why?
Mindset, meditate.
Oh yeah, you meditate every day?
You have to. I learned that from George, my friend G, as well. He told me that. And then when he sent me to a conference called the Influencer in San Diego. Changed my life. And the reason why, because you see Tom Bilyeu, a lot of entrepreneurs who built empires speak. And for the first time in my life, I was around 2,000 people who were thinking like me. Not 2, not 3. Entrepreneurs have goals and big goals. Mm-hmm. I think big. We should never be scared to think big, because if you tell somebody your goal and they look at you like you're crazy, that person should not be in your circle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
how often do you meditate?
Every day.
Yeah. Do you have
like I get up?
First thing you do when you get up?
Yeah. First thing I get up. And sometimes before I go to bed, it's a mindset. What I'm going to do today, how I'm going to stay positive, and it just, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Close my eyes and, some people pray, it's my own way to say, to get my mind ready and envision what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. Even going to the gym, I picture myself working out.
Right.
Even before
you visualize. Yeah.
Going to a meeting or whatever. And it's been life-changing.
Amazing. I'm a huge believer in meditation. It plays a big part of my morning routine and my night routine. It changes a man. If you can find the self-discipline and the courage, because most people think, oh, meditation, not for me. It's kind of like, that's what people who do yoga do. I'm not a yoga guy, whatever. But if you can find the courage and the purpose why you're meditating, it can be very impactful on your well-being, on your focus, and on your success. So I'm with you there, man. And
100%.
Man, I'm proud of you, because if you've been meditating every day, that's not an easy feat. That takes a lot of self-discipline, and I encourage everybody to try it. And not everybody sticks with it. And
that's something that people need, like you said, encourage people. And people should try it, because they downplay it. It's such a powerful tool. Mm-hmm. And I think it's like an education to not understand what it is. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. To me, it's been life-changing, 100%.
There you have it. Meditation, the number one habit for Jimmy King. I could talk to you all day, man, and it's been a pleasure. I really appreciate you sharing your story, your journey with us. I love that the failures that you've experienced working with artists in the past, you don't look at it as a failure. You look at it as an opportunity to learn. You look at it as part of the process, right?
100%.
And that's what I think our listeners should be courageous enough to understand, that we're all going to encounter roadblocks. We're all going to, face some sort of challenge that is going to sidetrack us, whether it's in our control or not. And it's about what you take from that experience to help that you can leverage to help propel you to greater success in the future. So,
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So before we go, where can our listeners find you online?
Okay, DJRocswell.com. You can find me online, and then Rocswell Radio app is coming soon. Rocswell Radio, and then Instagram Rocswell Radio as well too, and then everything's Rocswell Radio Rocswell. So yeah.
Excellent, man. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today, man. I really appreciate you. You take care of yourself,
my brother.
Man. Stay good, okay?
You, man. All right, fam. You bet. Love.